friends. How are you guys doing? I know it's been a while since I've been on here, and I apologize for such a lengthy time between videos. I'm not sure why. The days just get away from me. They seem to go by so fast anymore. But anyway, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Wendy, and welcome to my mobile home sweet home. Now, it is October. And I know we haven't even hit Halloween yet, but for me, being on a fixed income and I only get paid once a month, it's already time for me to start thinking about Christmas. And apparently, I'm not the only one because almost every store's got Christmas stuff out already. I guess they do it every year. It just seems like it comes earlier every year, but in all reality, I think it's been this way for however many years now. It's always such a shock when you see it, though. It's like, Christmas, no, not yet. But I do have to start thinking about it at this stage of the game. And I don't have a whole lot of people I buy for, but I have three adult daughters. And they always say, Mom, you don't need to buy for us, and that may be true, but for me, I do need to because they're my children. And I just cannot not buy my children a Christmas present. It just goes against the grain, so to speak. And then I have three grandchildren, and I do always buy for them too. And then my mother, she's 93, so I treasure every year I have with her. And obviously, I like to get her something too. And then, there's like my sister. My brother and I don't really exchange gifts, but my sister and I, we do between the two of us. I don't like buy for my brother-in-law or anything like that. It's just kind of a little thing between my sister and I. But what I'm trying to say is, after all of that, I do have people that I like to buy for. And I know that if I couldn't, and I told them I'm sorry, I just couldn't this year, none of them they would all understand. But where's the fun in that, right? But I do try to keep in mind the reason for the season, as they say, and that is to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. But I do still like to buy gifts for my loved ones. So I try to think every year, I try to think of, what can I get them that doesn't cost a fortune, but yet is a nice Christmas gift. So, I do like to craft, and while this is not a craft channel, this is just kind of a little bit of everything channel, I guess. But I do have a project that I want to share with you. I'm making this one for one of my daughters, and it's something I've made before, but it is called a perpetual calendar. And this is the one I've made previously. All Dollar Tree materials. I painted this little wooden plaque and put a rub-on transfer on it, which you don't really see it anyway, but I just thought it was kind of cute. And then I put these little legs on it and then painted each block. And I really like this. And every day I flip to the right date. It really helps keep me on track by knowing what day it is. And half the time I'm saying, Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Monday, October 16th.
And so it is. Alexa, mute. But it does help, believe me. So we're going to make one of these today, but it's going to look a little bit different than this one. But this is just the one I have for myself. So set this back up here. Now, whoops, that was great. Okay, so what I am going to do, I got, of course, all Dollar Tree products, and I got another one of those plaques, but they didn't have any of the square ones like I used for mine. But this one is exactly the same size. So I got this. This is kind of a neat shape. And then these are the wood blocks that you can get. And you don't have to use these. There's other things you can use. There are, Dollar Tree does carry, they're painted like dice, but they're bright colors, you know, red, green, yellow, what have you. And they're smaller than these, so they really are the perfect size for something like this. But this was all I could find at the time, and it's what I used before, so I'm just sticking with that. So, you know, yeah, they work really good. And what I do for the little legs that I put underneath the plaque, the feet, I use these. And these are from the Dollar Tree, of course, and they're little snowmen. They're wood, and you know, you buy them to paint, I guess. But what I do is I use them for the feet, or the legs of that, for that little plaque. So it works out really good. These work good. They also have ones that are shaped like little trees, and those would work good too. So just have to use your imagination, right? So anyway, and normally before I had painted these in this particular pattern, but this time instead of painting the blocks, I am going to try something different, and I'm going to use, I got this packet of scrapbooking paper, I guess it's used for. Anyway, it's got some really pretty prints in it, and I'm going to cut squares and glue them to each side of these blocks. So I think it's going to be really pretty. So I'm looking forward to making this one. So I thought I would show you a project to make for a very inexpensive but pretty Christmas gift that I think most people would probably like to have. Who doesn't need a calendar, right? I mean, everybody needs to know what day it is, especially me, because I can't keep track myself. All the joys of getting older. So I am going to paint the base, though. I'm going to paint this and the legs, just this antique white acrylic paint, and then put the paper squares on my blocks. So altogether, this project from the Dollar Tree, I'm not going to count the scrapbooking paper because I actually did buy that for another project, but it was so pretty I wanted to use it for this. But normally I just paint the wood blocks. So not counting the scrapbooking paper. I got that at Amazon, by the way, and it was only like $5, if that. It was really inexpensive. But so the plaque, there's 4.75, 5, 6. It was definitely under $10 to make this project, because that's for $5 for the blocks, $6.25 for that. These are under $1 at Walmart. The Apple Barrel brand. I actually already have this, but so gosh, well under $10 to make this project. It's really inexpensive, and like I said, it's something that pretty much, you know, anybody would want or could use, I guess, if you have a neighbor or just one of your girlfriends or your mom or whatever. It makes a great little gift, and it's handmade by you, and that is a really special thing, I think. So let's get started. I've got all the blocks done. And this is the first time I've ever done that, used paper, scrapbooking paper to cover the blocks in. And it looks really pretty. I really like it. But honestly, it was a giant pain to do. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a lot of patience, which admittedly I don't. But I do think that paper is really pretty, so I am kind of pleased with how they turned out. I did each side different on the blocks, but it was very time consuming. So I did the rest of it off camera because this would have been the world's longest video. So I spared you that boredom. But I would just paint them personally if I had it to do over again. I've got to grab my glue gun because now it is time to put the legs on our little plaque here. So I'm just going to set them on top of that so you can see. Even though this plaque is the same size as mine that I showed you at the beginning, it made it seem, because of the beveled edge on it, it made it seem smaller. So I'm not sure that these blocks might look too big for this piece of wood. I don't know. I mean, at this point, obviously it is what it is, but that didn't occur to me so when I bought it. So anyway, you'll get the idea, and you can choose for yourself if you decide to make one of these, which I hope you will. I love these kind of calendars. I think they're really fun, and just nobody seems to make them on here anymore. I had a hard time finding videos of craft channels that made them. Now I'm using wood glue and hot glue to put these legs on with. So hot glue will make it stick right away, and the wood glue will make sure that even though the hot glue might fail at some point, the the wood glue will ensure that it holds. Whoops. Well, I made a mess out of that. I'll have to go back after it cools off and clean that up. Uh-oh. Never fails. Okay, I'm trying to just kind of eyeball that to get it on there. I was going to paint the bottom of that plaque, but I ended up not doing it just because, I didn't want to take too long with this video, but you won't see it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I don't like to leave things unfinished like that, just in case. So especially when I'm giving it for a gift, and if someone were to flip it over, it looks kind of icky. So I'll probably go back and do that just so that it looks nicer, because this is going to be a gift. Oops. Okay. All right, and there are the legs. I like it. I think it turned out really cute. It seems to make a difference. I just think with making the last one, I've made these a lot of times, but my one that I showed you, the one I already have, that's the first time I've put legs on them, and I think it really turned out really good. It gives it a fancier look, I guess. Now comes the fun part, where we write the numbers on all the blocks. You can see we've got 4 of them, and obviously it has to be done a certain way so that you can do every date that comes along each year. So 2 of the blocks go for numbers for the dates, and then the other 2 blocks are the months. So you can do 6 on each. So you have 2 blocks for the months and 2 for the days. Ringo is messing around in the background. So if you guys hear any crashes or anything, it's him. Now with these blocks, I freehand it, or you could do that, or use stickers or stencils or whatever you think you want to do. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the gold pen or the black. I think the gold would look so much better. I'm going to do the gold, and if it doesn't really turn out good, like if it's you can't see it very well, I can go back over it with black. Okay, so for block number 1, we need a 0. And I just try to do the best I can. My handwriting isn't perfect, but I just try to go slow and and I try to make sure that the numbers are the same, because a lot of them, like both blocks will have a 0 on them. They'll both have a 1 and they'll both have a 2. Ringo, get down. So I try to make them, now there's the first 0, and when I do the 0 on the second block, I want to try to make it look like this one, just so that everything looks the same. Especially for like the ones, when you have like 11, if it's the 11th, I want them both to look the same because they'll be side by side. I don't know if this gold was the best idea or not. So 0, 1. Since I'm making a video, it's just like a little kid when you get on the phone, how they start acting up. He knows he's not supposed to be up there. Ringo, you are really pushing it. I just keep waiting for it. No, Ringo. Oh my gosh. No. Now you get down. Trying to make me look like a big meanie to my friends. Oh, I don't like that 3. Darn it. Oh well. 4 and 5. Now for when you do the number 6 and the number 9, they are interchangeable. So this one is going to be for either a 6 or a 9 as needed. So I try to make my 9 look like it could also be a 6. I don't make my 9s and my 6s the same as a general rule. Oh, I kind of like to take some of, oh, that worked out. The ink was still wet, so I want to fix that a little bit better. There we go. Not really all that happy with it, but it's okay. I'll probably go back and change some of these and fix them so they look better. I'm not sure how I will do that, but I think I could remove this ink with either water or maybe rubbing alcohol if I'm really super careful, because I don't want to rub the design off the paper. So that's 8. Okay, so now all the numbers are done. So we can make a 12 if we wanted to. Yeah, it looks pretty. I love that paper so much. I just used this gold pen, also from the Dollar Tree, to draw a few designs on this to I cannot find the lid for it. Well, it's here somewhere. Anyway, I think that's about it. That turned out pretty good, I think. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this. Today is the 16th. Yes. So, and October. I like having the different colored paper on each side of the blocks so that it's always different. You know, like one day it could be this, or will be this, or already has been. Anyway, this is just a inexpensive, cute little thing that anybody can make. There's nothing to this, just painting. And like I said, if I were you, I would not do the different pieces of paper on the blocks because it was very, it was a great big pain in the neck is what it was. But I got this pretty paper and I wanted to try it out. So, and it's okay. It wasn't that bad. I was just trying to hurry so that I could get this video done and get it edited and posted since I haven't done one in a while. But I hope that is something that you all have enjoyed and that maybe perhaps you might consider making this as a gift for someone. I very much appreciate you watching. As always, I love you all dearly, and I pray that you are all blessed. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.